Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's been a little while, but welcome back to The Lost. I'm Shad, he's Razor. And tonight is a little bit of a different thing from what we usually do. It's slightly different fare. You know us for our colorful character commentaries. But every now and then we do this thing where we comment on something. Be it a video game story mode, or a movie, or a show. Well, tonight, we comment on an animated movie. We comment on Mortal Kombat Legends Cage Match, aka the best thing to happen to Mortal Kombat since... When did Battle for the Realms come out?
2 years ago?
2 years ago. My god.
Because, they pretty much won a year. It was, Snowblind last year.
Okay. I mean, I liked Snowblind, but I do have to confess that this is just a little bit better.
There are things about Snowblind I like, but for the most part, I mean, my opinions are out there on several of our videos. I don't like post-apocalyptic Earths. I think that, apocalypses, especially zombie ones, are played out, and I'm not interested in them anymore. I don't really like the wholesale ripping off of Mad Max characters.
I mean, I am a huge Mad Max geek, always have been. I still do love it.
I greatly dislike the fact that the plot of the movie involves Chronica's Hourglass and the creation of alternate timelines.
That is a bit of a bummer, yes. I'm not saying the movie's
And
perfect.
I really dislike Kano as a main villain.
He's just too fun for me. When I was writing his Armageddon bio the other night, I was just having so much fun. He's fun to work with, even though you do get sick of him.
Yeah, I like Kano in the context of, like, Sonya and Kano, but there are no special forces in the movie. It's other people fighting the Black Dragons, and I
Whoops!
just...
All Black Dragons.
Yeah,
all of them. Everyone.
it was not my thing. I understand why other people like that movie, but on several levels, it's not the corner of the Mortal Kombat universe that appeals to me. I mostly just like the Kenshi parts.
Perfectly understandable.
But no, this one is 100% up my alley. I like Johnny Cage. I love the fucking 80s. That's the decade I was born in, and
It is
I
mine
still
too.
think it was the peak of Western civilization. I think that film especially has gone greatly downhill since the era of RoboCop, Terminator, Alien, Predator, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future. I can go on for hours.
I think it was the peak of entertainment. It was the peak of entertainment. I think that economists might have a few things to say about Reaganomics. But it was a good time for music, and it was a good time for movies. I'll say that much, definitely.
This one in particular takes after Lethal Weapon quite a bit.
It's been a long ass time since I've seen that movie, but I can get what you're saying, yeah.
I am a big fan of the entire Lethal Weapon quadrilogy. I think it might be the only franchise in film where 4 movies straight and all 4 are good. There is no dip in quality.
Back to the Future. I've heard good things about the game, if you want to count that as part 4.
Yeah, I can't count a game as the 4th movie. You know, that's cheating.
And everyone just loved it so much. It was the original writers. You just imagine. But anyways, we're getting off, as we usually do, off track.
So, we're going to do a live commentary on the movie, so if you want to follow along with us, we'll be on the Warner Brothers logo at the start of the film.
Indeed.
And we will announce when we hit play so that you can hit play at the same time.
Alright. Is everyone ready? Because I am.
I'm ready.
Let's get caged in 3, 2, 1, go. And we open.
Alright, we're fading in on the WB logo.
Some very sexy sax in the back here.
Yeah, the saxophone is classic 80s. You can't really do an 80s movie without the sax. And Lethal Weapon especially has a ton of sax in it.
You know what's great about this film?
What's that?
It's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas action movie.
Yep.
Which is a signature of Shane Black in particular, the writer of Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon was, of course, directed by Richard Donner. But yeah, there's something about Christmas that all of Shane Black's movies, well, most of them take place during Christmas. And it's interesting because Cage Match here takes place during Christmas, but so does the movie within a movie that Johnny is filming.
Indeed.
Because this whole sequence, it plays out like it's an actual part of the movie, and then you find out that it's a film Johnny's making. This is Ninja Mime.
Yes, Ninja Mime, the vaunted film we've heard so much about as a running joke over the ages since it was first introduced to us in Deadly Alliance.
And true to Deadly Alliance, Cage Match is Johnny's first big A-list movie. This is the one that puts him on the map.
The physics of this are fantastic.
I love miming up the ladder.
It is now truly mime time.
I do kind of wish they had done the 11 costume for Johnny's Ninja Mime character.
It is nice.
Because it had more ninja in it. This is just a mime.
It is. The posing. And here it comes.
Mind the gap.
That's terrible. It's so terrible.
It's not great.
Who are you? Tell us. Your name is Cut? Aw.
So I should point out, there's a little in-joke here. The director of Ninja Mime's name is Ethan, and the director of this actual movie's name is Ethan. Although I don't think real-world cartoon director Ethan Spalding is from Eastern Europe.
Yes, he's distinctly Eastern European.
Yeah. You say it at the beginning, and then it comes to play at the end.
The writer raising his hands.
There are a lot of jokes at writers' expenses in this movie.
I believe they're all true, every single one of them.
I love the bit towards the middle where the tour bus driver, he's like, chase that car for me and I'll read your script. How did you know I was a writer? Everyone in this town is a writer.
Yep. I like how he describes himself as C-list going to A-list, and this guy calls him D-list. Just lies. Lies upon lies. To himself.
Yeah.
To the audience. He's the definition of an unreliable narrator.
They do mention at least one other movie he's already made. Gist of My Fist comes up in this film.
Do you know how happy I am that someone went to that specific Deadly Alliance menu and wrote down all of these names for future reference?
Look, there is... I don't know... I have, like, a twin in Hollywood who's making the things that I would make, but Jeremy Adams is somehow my fucking spirit animal or something.
He's reading your mind. Maybe he read mine and that's why you have Snowblind. Chuck.
Yeah.
MVP.
Yeah. Chuck Golden here. So in the original Mortal Kombat 1 comic by John Tobias, Johnny's assistant was in fact named Chuck. Although in that he was an aging, balding white guy, kind of looked like George from Seinfeld.
Nevertheless, that is some attention to detail.
This producer here kind of looks like a chubby Billy D. Williams.
I got that too. They don't actually say her last name throughout the
No,
film, but
they actually, in the commentary on the DVD, they actually joke about that for some reason they never say Jennifer Grey's last name in the whole movie. They just keep calling her Jennifer. Like Madonna or Prince. It's just a one-named character. But
there's a lot of oblique references to things that they expect you to understand, yes. But I
yeah,
believe she
yeah.
is in the credits as herself.
Yeah, yeah, the script was written with Jennifer Grey in mind. Like Jennifer was always the actress from Dirty Dancing. And it's just kind of a weird joke that they never say her last name.
Was this a thing in the 1980s?
Well, I assume it has something to do with like
There's got to be some sort of like historical candy scare that this was based on from back in the day.
I presume it's sort of a play on the fact that like music acts would be like and no red M&Ms or whatever like but those acts would do that as just like a
There was
flex.
specific proof to see that you'd actually read the ledger. Because every
Yeah.
artist out there has like specific requests, things that they ask for when they arrive at the venue and sit up at their hotel, shit like that, and they will throw bizarre shit like that, and like there can be no brown M&Ms. That was I forget if it was Led Zeppelin or whoever the hell it was, a rock band. But yeah, they were specific about having no brown M&Ms in their ledger, and if they walked in and they found brown M&Ms on their table because they asked for a whole pot of M&Ms, if they were brown ones, they knew you fucked up.
Yeah, that's the other thing. All of these Shane Black Christmas action movies are always set in California, so it's Christmas, but it never looks like Christmas.
Do they have snow in California? I've been led to believe my entire life that they don't.
I assume Northern California. I don't know what Los Angeles would do if they saw snow. I think they'd all, like, think it was the apocalypse.
So famous. I love this song. This is one of the best ones.
Yeah, I've done some Googling, and I've managed to found exactly 3 songs off this movie's soundtrack on YouTube. They appear to have been pulled from, just, like, royalty-free collections of, like, mock 80s music. But, most of them I can't find, and I presume it's either because they're too obscure to Google, or they were, in fact, composed by the movie's composer, and they're all original.
Maybe we should ping Mr. Adams on Twitter. He might tell us. Very, very subtle, their logo.
That logo for the Mustangs is a horse head in a circle. It does look a bit like a dragon, doesn't it?
There it is. I wasn't going to say it, but there it is.
Yeah.
Ah, wedgies, lockers, toilet bowls.
So in this flashback of how Johnny got involved in the martial arts, it's basically exactly the plot of Karate Kid.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this whole thing's just one giant tribute to all the action movies you know and love from the 1980s.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And speaking of action stars from the 80s and 90s, let's meet Mr. Boyd. Not
Yeah.
Norris. Did I almost say Norris? I'm sorry. I meant Mr. Boyd.
Master Boy.
No way, shape, or form, Chuck Norris.
Well, the Master Boyd in the 95 movie did have a beard.
I mean, you know what they're going for.
Yeah, yeah.
But again, I'm really pleased that they brought back the Master Boyd character. Just tossed off bit of trivia. We never thought we'd ever see it again, and here it is.
This training montage music is one of the songs I did manage to find.
He'll get there, Boyd. He'll get there.
Make me stop. Nothing's gonna stand in my way.
All of us could use a Master Boyd in our lives.
Yeah, yeah. I always, when I was a kid, I really wanted to take martial arts, but my mom wouldn't let me because she knew I'd hit people.
I did want to, but we were just too fucking poor.
Yeah, there was that too.
Nice. And now, how to fight back against bullies 101. But Mortal Kombat style.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a moment coming up here where the flashback goes ultra violent. Here it comes. And bone straight out the elbow.
Yep. Compound fracture.
Apparently that was not in the script when Jeremy Adams watched the movie for the first time. That caught him by surprise.
No, I mean, someone did their homework. They knew what Mortal Kombat is about, and I'm happy.
Yeah, yeah.
Incidentally, Johnny's right. If you've got to bully kids, fight back. It doesn't stop unless you do. I know that from experience.
And then there's the I traveled the world and learned from other ancient masters part, which is in his MK1 bio.
He did that. Kai did that. They all do that.
You know, the interesting thing is that, so this is positioned as like a period piece, like it's set in the 80s as like as a nostalgia thing. But Johnny's backstory probably did take place in the 80s, because Mortal Kombat 1 happens in the year 1992. So
that it did.
So if Johnny's an experienced actor at that point in time, then he got his start in the 80s.
Most of this does work very well. If it wasn't for all the Brotherhood of the Shadow stuff, I'd say this could be a quite sensible Johnny origin story.
Yeah, yeah. I think even some of the Brotherhood stuff, like the fact that Hollywood is run by a Shinnok cult, and Johnny finds his green shadow powers for the first time, getting embroiled with a kidnapping plot.
You can make it work, sure.
All of that could happen. It's the direct involvement of
Shinnok
and the Miserable Sluts is probably a little outside of what could fit into canon, because Ashra, for example, isn't supposed to have ever left the Netherrealm until she purifies herself with the sword.
But in general, this is very much a thing that I could see as being Johnny's history. Everything we've seen up until now.
Yeah.
And incidentally, WWJCD. We all need to remember that. Same initials. Never forget.
Indeed.
I like Chuck. I like Chuck a whole lot, and I want him to be actually in the games. He'd help.
Well,
look at him handle that car.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's already got a handle on it.
Yeah, yeah. What a great driver.
It's not fame you're doing this for.
Not this time. Oh, there is a moment coming up here I absolutely adore. He comes inside the house.
Yep.
And then he starts hearing, like, the sounds of women
panting
like,
and grunting.
There is one of Kia's batarang
her
things
fucking
sticking out
bathliths, her Klingon weaponry. Wait for it. Yeah!
The big smile and the immediately running.
Do you need help in there? You seem to be in distress. I'm so happy that they remembered her bathlets.
Yeah, yeah. All of the girls, well, most of the girls, got their moves. I love that her outfit has been redesigned to look like something someone would wear in the 80s. Like, she's got like a loose at the shoulders tank top and big poofy hair.
They did such a great job on all their outfits.
Like, she still looks like Kia. I love that kicking sequence.
Chun-Li ain't got shit on this.
The logo on that scroll seal, it looks like the MKX version of the Brotherhood logo, but Quan Chi's head has been replaced with a horned demon head, and it looks way better.
Yeah, the symbol shows up a few times in this film.
Like, every version of the Brotherhood symbol is in this movie. Like, Kia's wearing the traditional one on her loincloth.
Mm-hmm.
In their hideout, the Quan Chi version of the logo appears on some flags hanging on the walls. I love the way they're both
fighting over
him
and around him,
stepping
and
on him,
just scooching over. No, 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 no. Oh my god. I missed Kia and Jataka for so many years. I always wanted them back along with Serena.
One of my favorite things about these movies, even Snowblind, is the way Jeremy Adams remembers the like side characters in the back, like No Face and Jarek, and
yeah, he's really,
it is really nice to see Kia and Jataka.
He's paying attention to the little things. I swear to God, next time we're gonna get like the fire, earth, and water gods. It's gonna happen.
I would adore to get like an adaptation of mythologies. Because the most recurring thing in these movies, like Scorpion's Revenge and Battle of the Realms, and this one too, all take things from mythologies. It's like an implicit acknowledgement that most of the lore comes from that game.
Never has a game reviewed so poorly affected so many. Speaking of classics...
And of course there's a bomb.
And of course there's a classic bomb reaction.
Yeah. You gotta dive into the pool.
Slow motion.
And the saxophone is going.
Oh, this movie's everything.
Also, I love this movie's art style, based on album art from the 80s, particularly Duran Duran albums, the art of Patrick Nagel.
Oh yes, this whole thing is fucking Rio to the extreme.
Yeah. I love that when he went inside Jennifer's house, the rim lighting all changed to bright purple.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'd like to call attention to the fact that Kia, and presumably the entire Brotherhood, knows how to drive really well. This is cool.
Part of the plot of this movie is that all these Brotherhood members have been, like, trapped on Earth for long enough to establish...
They've learned to adapt. They've become one with Hollywood.
Like, they've taken over a chunk of the movie industry. So Kia has been around long enough to learn how to drive, yeah. Yeah, over here we have the home of Jennifer! You all know who that is. We don't have to say her last name.
There's just one in Hollywood. You all know who the one is.
There's only one Jennifer in Hollywood, yeah.
No.
Nobody recognizes him. None of these guys watched Just of My Fists.
None of them.
None of them saw the TV show Wushu.
No, I mean, this is a souped-up bus, I must say, to be able to catch up with these guys. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, to keep pace with a sports car and a motorcycle.
He's just got to do it. Can't help himself.
Yeah. Because he doesn't have much to live for. Uh,
That quirky pop star.
Mr. Jeff Winger here, Joel McHale. He loves doing jokes about Tom Cruise doing his own stunts like Johnny doesn't. Although in the games, the original thing was always Johnny was a guy who does his own stunts.
Now here's my question to you. Did Johnny, in fact, have fun with Cyndi Lauper? As just implied.
Uh, that's like the second time he told that joke, so maybe.
Or maybe it's just a fantasy. And goodbye, Kia. It was nice.
How did the tour bus guy not see that was a human being?
At the speed he's going. I mean, looked away for a moment. This is a wonderful little flip of the switch. You want to talk about subverting expectations and how to do it right? Because they've played it straight with all the cliches so far. Not this time.
No. Now, in the long shot, there was definitely not a car below him.
Absolutely not. Chuck learned how to drive very well, very quickly.
Yeah, this is a stick shift, too. I like Ashra's the big shoulders version of her outfit.
Someone already did an absolutely impeccable Photoshop edit of her MK12 outfit to make her look more like this. Give her the shoulder pads and all that. Give her the hat.
Well, the one thing this has definitely over the 12 version of the character is that she actually wears her fucking hat.
Yeah.
And she's wearing it by choice. You know, there are no jokes where she doesn't like the hat. You know, this is her hat. She chose to put this hat on.
Yeah, there's no speaking for the people making new versions of characters who don't like how they used to be and all that kind of thing. But let's focus on good things, like the rest of this.
That's the one thing that I love most about the Legends movies is that they are absolutely
They care.
They are a balm for the soul for any fan who is just tired of NRS not liking Mortal Kombat.
Womp womp.
That's a classic. Wow, Sunset came
It
quick.
did. You know, it's funny. I've really been thinking about the use of the word legends in this film, in these films. Where else do you hear that term? Star Wars!
That's true.
Star Wars Legends, Mortal Kombat Legends.
Legends is the name of the Star Wars timeline that's much better than Disney's.
The brand of Legends is where the things we love go to die. And thrive, in this case. There it is.
Yeah!
There it is. Nothing Chuck can't do.
Yes, go to the police. That's what I meant.
Was not about to abandon this entire trip and just say, forget it. Now, I do wish that this was not Raiden's only scene. I really figured he would have shown up at the end, too. I was waiting for it, but it didn't happen.
Yeah. There's definitely his absence is sort of felt in the climax of the movie. I guess he trusted Ashra to take care of it.
Truth. Curse that handsome devil.
But I just, from the moment Dave B. Mitchell starts talking here, I cannot express like the joy in my heart whenever I hear him play Raiden,
Yeah.
because he's just so goddamn good.
Yep.
Especially like after years of these stiff NRS guys like obviously Richard Epcar has been doing it for years, and my opinions of him are known.
I am Optimus Prime.
Yeah, basically, just really, really dry. Mitchell puts so much emotion into such, like, he does it so subtly and so well because he's basically delivering the same kind of expository dialogue that Raiden always has.
But you can make that interesting. You can empathize with that. You can find it. You can reach into the gravitas and bring it out. That's what this guy does really well.
There's this sympathetic tone that he gives where he's sort of like really like relating to whoever he's talking to and sort of feels for them, and you can tell
Yeah,
he feels much more human.
he does. And speaking of wonderful human beings with wonderful voice performances, we didn't bring this up before because he had a line earlier, but this is Gilbert Gottfried's last role.
Yeah. He passed away in 2022, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's how long ago they recorded the lines for this movie.
There is clever shit going on here with the censoring.
Yeah.
Spielberg.
Yeah, we all know it's Spielberg.
Absolutely Spielberg. He didn't say Spielberg that last time.
This song, Heart Attack, is also one that I managed to find.
Excellent.
But yes, Johnny's agent, Mr. Double D, played by Gilbert Gottfried, is a big fan of the F word.
No. I love these Oingo Boingo ass wallpapers everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey, it's April O'Neil. That's absolutely what's going on here. That's April O'Neil. You can't tell me different.
It's just a strong resemblance.
Smooth. He still gets her number, though.
Yeah, he does.
She was checking him out.
Speaking of that flashback where he appeared for the first time, I love the outfit Johnny's wearing in that. He's like rollerblading in a like a bare midriff tank top.
Is it me, or is this an entire commentary on the current state of cinema? Now we come to it.
Yeah. I have to wonder, if you were a demon in a human disguise, why would you choose to have a receding hairline?
It's the evil. It does what it do.
Yeah. I suppose they don't really care what they look like because it's not their real self, so whatever sells the disguise, you know?
Maybe just becoming human comes with its own positives and negatives, you know?
I mean, he definitely looks like a 1980s Hollywood agent with the ponytail and everything.
Maybe it wasn't originally the demon's skin.
Now, this club, this prestigious club he says he belongs to, we will later find out is, like, exclusively for stage magicians. I'm not sure how that makes sense.
Well, I believe he is referring to the Brotherhood of the Shadow,
Yeah.
who are
yeah.
hiding out in a mansion for stage magicians.
Yeah, it's a weird twist that this movie has, like, it's like the Playboy Mansion, but for David Copperfields.
I feel like it's probably another reference to some sort of obscure bit of Hollywood trivia.
Yeah, there must be, like, a real place.
Underground Masons clubs. To the 33rd degree, you know that's me. Man, if I was taking a shot every time.
Yeah, yeah. So we want you to play this role. What's the part? Well, it's a Hollywood agent who won't stop saying the word fuck.
I'm fucking in! The classic movie trope of I made you, you owe me everything. Turns out I'm actually a horrible, evil mole.
If I was a well-adjusted man.
Which he's not. I love the fact that Johnny Cage hates bullies in this.
Yeah, yeah, it's one of the things that makes this movie more 80s, you know?
Yeah. I would love nothing more than to have a couple of lines referencing his hatred of bullies in another MK game. That'd be fun.
Well, I was gonna say, so his backstory, obviously as a direct one-to-one of Karate Kid, Daniel LaRusso had a single mother, so it's Johnny's mom who gets him involved in karate to deal with the bullying. Johnny's backstory in the game seems more centered around whoever his father was. Like, his dad was some kind of jerk who pushed him to be tougher and more of a man and that kind of thing.
Right.
There's also, like, there's a weird hint in background art in MKX that Johnny's dad was, like, in the military and may have known Raiden or the White Lotus Society.
Yeah, they're going for that, like, ancestors and, you know, my dad was also the Flash as his dad was before him. Which, to be very clear, I've never been a fan of at all. It's very cliche.
Yeah, no, I don't need Johnny's dad to have, like, fought alongside the White Lotus and also had green shadow powers or anything, but I do like the idea that Johnny's dad was in the military, because it could add a dimension between him and Sonya. It could explain how he got involved in, like, those ancient masters in the Far East. Like, maybe Johnny's dad served in the Pacific Theater during World War II or Korea or Vietnam, and he met karate people then.
Maybe.
And so when his son was a teenager, he's like, I'm gonna toughen you up. I'm gonna send you overseas to train with these guys I know. You know, that kind of thing.
Possible. I do like this demon design.
Yeah, this is pretty good. I like that the demons bleed lava in the Legends movies because it reminds me of Scorpion bleeding lava in 95. Yep.
Also note he kept the receding hairline.
Yeah, he still has. That would have been a shadow kick if he had his powers. Is he dead? Gee, I wonder.
Just layers and layers of it. Worse and worse.
See, he's fine.
April, find a new job.
Yeah, you might want to move to New York. So there's the Chris,
Indeed.
which the Chris's backstory is not in this movie. In this movie, it's just a sacrificing knife.
But it does what it's supposed to.
Yeah, once Ashra gets her hands on it, it does in fact do her moves.
Yay, number 2. As much as Kyo was a lot of fun, Jataka really steals the show for me in this film.
Yeah, she gets more to do. So the cops just do not give a fuck.
They're in on it, of course.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Can't quite say the thing.
No.
Now time for the sound alike.
Magical mansion.
It's gotta be a reference to something.
Yeah, there must be some place in Hollywood that like people who live there know about that I've never fucking heard of.
Some sort of cult Studio 54. Oh, that outfit. Beautiful. The sound department does not know this van is missing.
No, there's no way. Yeah. Yeah, SAG will get me out of this.
Absolutely. Dun 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 dun.
With a 20.
A fucking 20.
Even this guy does a magic trick. My cousin was killed up there.
Was hoping for a David Lynch reference. Didn't get it.
We talked over one of my favorite lines back in Gilbert Gottfried's office where he goes, "Spin kick! I call out my own moves!" I'm a sucker for the little things, Johnny yelling out catchphrases. Like I've said before, one of my favorite things in MK9 is when you do the EX flip kick and he does the shadow uppercut, he'll yell his own name at the top of his lungs.
Yep.
Johnny
Cage!
Cage!
That dress really is outstanding.
It's a good dress.
Gloves really bring out her eyes. Her horrible demonic eyes.
The white eyeshadow to match her hair is a choice.
I love it. Dominic Boone, ladies and gentlemen. Dominic Boone, that's his connection.
Jeremy Adams, his contact for lore stuff is unfortunately Dom. That's who he knows. That's who he's familiar with. If these movies had been made, 10 years ago, then it might have been Brian Boone or
Jonathan Boone.
Ed Vogel.
Ed Vogel, that works. How are you still going along with this? Come on, Johnny.
I love these carts that roll by on the tracks. I mean, so far it's just an S&M club, right? It's not too weird.
You just found out your agent was a multi-eyed demon with lava blood. Yeah, you should be defining weird. Now that's one of my favorite lines.
I even do the porn music in my voiceovers. Wow, chicka, wow, wicka, wow, wow. Johnny Cage is not afraid to die.
I peed myself. So yes, he is.
Ah, Johnny's a pussy. I'd be into this.
I do not want a tongue inside my ear.
Ah, you haven't lived. You haven't lived.
Around, yes. Inside, no.
That was a quick clothing change. I have
They
a laser
remembered
sword.
she has a laser sword. Do you know how happy that makes me? There was just a whole ass character here waiting to be used in fighting games, and we left her dead for 20 years.
They made Ashra's projectile look more like a Jubilee firework.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
I did used to find that funny. I was like, Quan Chi, Reiko, and 3 chicks. Doesn't a brotherhood have to be all dudes? Doesn't it?
Well, sometimes they call them the Sisters of the Shadow.
The community.
I think in 12 they exclusively use the phrase Sisterhood of the Shadow, which is a little worrisome, actually. Ah, yes, the famous no-ho sign. one of the landmarks of Los Angeles, the neighborhood of NoHo.
Totally legit.
He hasn't paid his
Fuck SAG. SAG ain't getting you out of shit.
hasn't paid his union dues. Oh, that's
new.
That's a new one. She can
I like
breathe
it.
fire. Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
She looks really cool while doing it too. I love the eye glow.
That shield move was neat that Ashra did. Yeah, the spin!
There it is.
I didn't used to appreciate Ashra's deception special moves. We talked about this in the Conquest playthrough.
We did, but it's nice to see it out of a sense of nostalgia, but I still say leave Kung Lao shit to Kung Lao.
Kung Lao does it different.
Once again, Chuck the MVP. Kung Lao does it the exact same way, she just glows different.
The glow matters. No time for names, Chuck.
Oh, God. Oh, this movie kills me. Third time I see him still laughing at everything. Of course, it forms a pentagram. I knew it would form a pentagram the second he brought out the marker.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds pretty Satan-y to me. See?
Same dude. Same deal.
Exactly the same. Yes, dance theater.
Dan.
I love the way the movie calls out the bullshit name changes to avoid legal problems.
That's great. You'll get it eventually, folks.
Yeah, yeah. I'm American.
Goodbye, Jataka.
With those ridiculous platform shoes.
How many dead fish are in there? It's the world we live in. I love this so much. Just casually using her severed arm as a torch. This movie is perfectly aware of how stupid it is, and it loves every minute of it. So, Serena with a rocket launcher or Serena with a rocket launcher? How high up on your priority list is that for the games?
I don't know. I mean, I know we're about to be visited with the revelation that Jennifer Grey is actually Serena in disguise. But this movie's version of Serena comes across like a completely original character.
Yes. It is very much a different person to the games. It's if Kia and Jataka had a leader that acted exactly like they did.
Yeah, yeah.
Now would perhaps be a good time to talk about the reasons for this because we have a movie with both Serena and Ashra in it. And those two ultimately do kind of want the same thing, to ascend out of hell and become better people. So, obviously one of them had to go. In the interests of plot.
I've always had a hard time sort of being a fan of Ashra, specifically because of the fear that she makes Serena redundant.
Mm.
So yeah, this movie takes the approach of we'll just take some of Serena's costume elements and we'll put them on the chick from Dirty Dancing and we'll call it its own character.
Not wrong, not wrong. I do hope you get Wants to Be Good Serena back one day.
It's a matter of time. The thing about these Legends movies is they are basically each set in their own universe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an anthology series now. That's what Snowblind and Cage Match are specifically out to represent.
I do hope that one day we get a proper follow-up to Battle of the Realms.
I think the problem is that Battle of the Realms did so many things with its overstuffed ending that there's very little left to adapt. Like, it did leave Shao Kahn alive. You could still do a version of MK3, and they certainly have never touched on Melina or Sindel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's places to go.
But they did use up all of MK4 and Deception.
You can still have a Dragon King.
You could. The Kamidogus have been done. Now there was a leak that said there's a supposed third Legends movie, third anthology movie after Snowblind and this called The Fall of Edenia.
Mm-hmm.
There's also been some talk that that was a fake leak and that Jeremy Adams may have debunked that, but the thing is that these movies take so long to make and it's hard to tell when that interview happened.
Well, one way or another, it's just good to know that they're successful enough for them to keep on making them. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, they didn't think there would be any more movies after Battle of the Realms. They made Scorpion's Revenge and Battle of the Realms at the same time and didn't expect more. And then WB was like, "We do want more. Can you do anthologies instead of continuing the main plot?" I have to assume that these movies have been successful because they're, as far as I can tell, I mean they're quite good. They seem to have been popular. The general consensus on the internet everywhere I've looked is that people loved Snowblind. Like, I am definitely in the minority of not being interested in its subject matter.
It's Sub-Zero and it's Kenshi. That's enough for most people.
True. True. And a lot of people don't share my disdain for Kano.
I mean, even I don't share a disdain for Kano. I get tired of Kano, but he's just a fun character if used right.
Look, my thing is, I don't hate Kano. I just think he's really poorly suited to be the main villain of something.
That's fair.
I think that I would have liked Snowblind better if Shang Tsung had become the main boss at the end of the movie.
I could have just done without any of the Chronica Hourglass time shit at the end of it, personally. That aside, I thought it was an okay little Elseworlds. Look at this, Chuck's just fucking kicking ass left and right.
Yeah, he's got a knife through his shoulder and he doesn't care. But yeah, we just found out that Ethan, the Eastern European director, is also one of the demons.
They're
Now he's
all
dead.
in on it. Every one of them without exception. The
Yeah,
joke
yeah.
is Hollywood is evil, and they all worship the devil.
Every single person involved in the making of the movie Ninja Mime is evil.
The big man is probably evil. I don't know what you're saying. I love that line.
Yeah, that's a good line.
This movie is just so kind to its MK characters. They've all
Yeah.
been, really. For all the problems that you might have with Kano, he definitely acted like Kano.
I wish Jeremy Adams was writing the games.
God, me too.
So, these eyes wide shut cultists, these guys in the laughing theater masks in the Deathstroke colors for some reason.
Yeah, you'd think that they'd be wearing more like black and red, like up here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it's orange for some reason.
I do gotta say, I like 80s Serena as an outfit.
It's an interesting approach, to make her hair as big and poofy as possible and then just stick the white streak somewhere in there.
Something very, very vinyl about the rest of it.
Yeah, the outfit is basically inspired by her MKX costume, but there's sort of a big shouldered 80s bolero jacket on top of that.
She could walk right into a black metal concert. It's perfect.
I will say, see, my problem with the changes to like her eye tattoos, where they go down the center of her eyes instead of being angled at the corners, makes her look like a clown to me.
Little bit. Little bit.
That's kind of always been my problem with that. It's a subtle change, but it makes difference to me because it looks like a clown. It's more Harley Quinn or something.
He is just there to be annoying right now.
Yeah, yeah. I like that they use a ball gag.
Yep. What would Johnny do? What would Johnny do? What would Johnny
What
do?
would Johnny Cage do? WWJCD.
Chuck, you've been kicking ass and taking names this entire movie. You can do it. We believe in you. Be the best. That's what he'd do. Hello, that sounded like a flip. Blah! I mean, it's basically Quan Chi's MK4 makeup.
Yeah, but
But it doesn't work as well because he's bald and it goes all the way up. So he looks less clowny and more demonic.
he's got raccoon eyes and then the stripes only go up. It's when they come down the cheeks that you get that clown effect. Like it's very Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Now, I love how they all start changing their shit right away.
Yeah, yeah. They were down for this until actual magic started happening, and then they all run away. What a bunch of posers.
Would have aimed that a little bit better, but still, 7.5 out of 10.
I mean, as a
Wonder what he
distraction.
said.
Yeah, what did Johnny mumble through the ball gag there?
I can't hear you have a thing in your mouth. I wonder why she even took the time to go and
Yeah.
find out.
How did you not see that coming? And now Ashra has the Chris. And now it's starting
Now
to
he's
glow.
got the Chris.
Oh, that's hot.
I mean, most people you've met have been, Johnny. Come on. Are you really that surprised?
This entrance they give Shinnok is spectacular.
Oh, yes. It's beautiful. I didn't sign up for any of this.
Yeah, yeah,
I just wanted to drink some blood and look cool.
yeah.
One of them's even like, no, no, no.
Wait a minute, I didn't
This
think we were
shit.
actually summoning the devil.
Oh, these guys are down.
Yeah, yeah, a few of
Some of them are faithful.
a few of them bowed down. I like that the music is going all John Carpenter too.
Yeah. Magnificent canines.
We keep getting questioned, why is Shinnok wearing makeup in this movie? Why the fuck do you think? It's the 80s.
There is a very apt musical comparison that's about to be made shortly, and it is my absolute favorite thing in the entire film.
I love the staircase made of muscle.
Yes. What was it? Mountain of Skulls? Fountain of Pain? Throne of Blood? all that good stuff. It's all right before us.
Now is the season of evil.
He talks about eating bones quite a lot in this
Yeah,
film.
yeah, he likes bones. He likes to suck the marrow.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, Shinnok's just a bully. All you have to do is hit back and he'll stop.
Gotta have your inspirational moments. Gotta look cool. So many moments in this film.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Oh my god. He does have his cheekbones, definitely. I'm just imagining, like, Shinnok instead of Bowie as the Goblin King, and it's perfect.
Dan's Chinese theater. He starts vaporizing the crowd.
I do have to say. Oh, wait. Yeah! He likes some experienced folks. There are a few moments in some of these crowd shots that I do have to say look distinctly low budget. Like they skimped on the animation just a little bit.
I'm fine with it.
There was worse in Snowblind. It's not quite as egregious here.
I mean, Snowblind had this deliberately crude looking art style where like the line art would extend out past the actual bodies of the characters, like it was sketchy and unfinished.
Yeah.
Wasn't my favorite thing. But this movie generally looks very clean.
For the most part. I mean, he rates a statue of himself. How D-list can he be?
Yeah, he's got a statue at the Wax Museum, right next to Marty McFly.
Yep. Ah, Lethal Vendetta.
Yeah. The music here is so good.
Everything here is so good.
The John Carpenter synth is going full blast now.
Time for that hero stuff to kick in.
Yeah. I love how casual this demon, the one who used to be not Billy D. Williams, the producer.
It'll be fun! Join us! We'll have a good time. We've got candy.
Just give me the scroll.
You've already got him. Just take it.
Yeah, just grab it from him, Jesus.
It's in his hand.
How lucky that the demon dropped
Yeah.
the scroll instead of falling in with it.
He took a couple of risks there, both throwing the scroll right toward the edge of the pit and just shoulder charging him with it still in his hands. But all's well that ends well.
It worked out. It worked out.
Gotta get equipped. Don't worry, Serena. One day I'll dream again. One day.
Yeah, see, that's the exact opposite of her game's characterization.
Indeed.
I'm at home in my form. I don't need to disguise my... That's the opposite
Yes.
of how Game Serena feels.
Game Serena's quite at home in her skin. Although, again, how to make comparisons between games and this? Better demon form here than MK12 gave us.
I mean, she does get to keep her clothes and hair.
Yeah.
Now, see, this is the point where Raiden should really be showing up.
That is a problem, yes. And we are not done with cameos.
No, no, here come that boy. Here come dem boys.
Oh, it's a shame we don't get, like, anything at all of them after that first shot. It's another Dairu moment.
Yeah.
Certified Dairu moments all.
Well, actually, there are two shots. Like, we're about to see here Draman and Moloch coming out of the portal. There's a shot of them there, and then there's another brief shot of them, like, inching close towards Chuck and about to kill him.
Yeah, but, like, that's what I mean. Like, they're just cameos. They're just there for your fans.
How gross is that? The turning up inside out.
Oh, it's a hell of a way to go. I like it.
Yeah, here they come. Yeah, there's Moloch. So in the later shot that Draman's in, there's actually two Molochs. They reuse the character design.
And Draman is huge. Draman is very ominously large. And kind of slender about the face.
This incredibly brief moment of doubt, and then he goes, wait, they were all right about me. I am special.
You've got to have your moments of confidence and coolness and your lowest lows.
I love that the moral of the story is that Johnny is exactly as special as he always says he is.
Johnny Cage, of course he is.
You deserve to have that giant ego. Walking through the night, basking in the power
not quite Survivor.
and glory.
Not quite Eye of the Tiger.
Love this song though. This is another of the ones that I did manage to find on YouTube, and I'm so happy.
Can you copyright a riff? Because I swear to God, man.
Well, I think
There it is.
How did this lawsuit between Vanilla Ice and the song Under Pressure turn out?
I think Vanilla Ice bought the publishing rights to Under Pressure, if I remember right. I have to go check. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. None of them in the background are really moving.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
It's my only actual problem here. This guy in the background is a Street Fighter 2
Oh
background
yeah.
character. That's all that's
There's a
happening
guy
back there.
with his hands cupped up to his mouth. He's completely still.
I do wish that Shinnok used a couple of bone moves, but
Yeah.
he is mostly here to get clowned. I would give anything for a shot of Raiden right now up in the clouds going, I could come down, he shouldn't be here. But I think this Johnny Cage has got this.
Yeah, yeah. They seem to have it well in hand. There's the spin. See, and she's using
If you
the
make
sword in
her
that
use
spin.
the sword while she's doing it, yes, it is much cooler. There's that boy!
Yeah, yeah, there are 2 Molochs in that shot.
Again with the bone eating.
Yeah, yeah. Here's the...
I think this exact same thing happened in Superman vs. Doomsday.
Yeah, yeah. It's Spider-Man in the Tobey Maguire movies. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
That's not how Hollywood works. You mess with one of us, we all keep going. That's how Hollywood works.
And the neon colors on the X-rays.
I like that we end things with the uppercut. Been too long since I appreciated Johnny's uppercuts.
Ah, you say it at the end. You say it at the beginning and it comes back at the end.
And wham!
That was where he fell down.
It was.
It's a good thing it's a short spell.
Short spells say so much. It's a good thing it's a spell that cleans right the fuck up after itself. Not a trace.
It doesn't just close the portal, it also makes tendrils reach out and pull all the demons back in.
Yep. Except for this one little bit right here, which takes care of itself.
And gone. No evidence.
Nothing happened.
It never happened. Our writers made that one up.
It's a hoax. Totally false. We got you. Is that George Lucas back there?
It might be. There's definitely someone dressed as Michael Jackson.
I think the guy that got his car jacked was back there too.
That's not snow, that's ash.
Absolutely.
Don't catch it on your tongue.
Raiden, you are a fucking party pooper.
Why would they need vows?
Okay, some fun things happening here. No, Chuck, no.
You can't trust these McDojos, man.
Instantly making the name 10 times cooler. What is up with the sound right there?
I think they didn't want to pay Ed for royalties for his voice.
It wasn't just Ed's voice, like, the effects were wrong. They just, like, made up a bunch of nonsense. Must be about royalties.
It is curious.
And down we go.
It's Fat Johnny with the burger.
Now, this, I swore to God, the first time I saw it, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
that's Sonya, she's doing recon.
You would think.
They're going to tie this into, like, the start of MK1 or something.
And it turns out to be an actual paparazzi who just weirdly looks kind of like Sonya.
He does say something about an island, so maybe they want to leave it
Yeah,
vague.
no, he is going to MK1. It's pretty obvious.
Excellent license plate. Excellent. And that's it.
Yep.
I love these mask-ass credits. Anytime I see that, like, flowing grid, I know I'm either in the world of Transformers or something.
I got so many yearbook photos as a kid to this background.
There we go, Jennifer Grey herself. On the whole, it's a solid 7.5 out of 10 to me.
I think it's like a 9. Like, as a Serena fan, you would think I'd be more upset.
Like, that's what surprises me, actually. I figure, like, Serena alone, after I watched it, was like, this has to knock it down a couple pegs for Razor.
Look, I wouldn't want that characterization in something canon, obviously, but this is not, this is a goofy side thing. This is in its own universe. And I understand that for the purposes of this story, they needed a third Brotherhood girl to be the leader of the cult, to be actually evil.
Quite true.
It's a bummer, but based on the character design, I don't even see Serena, so I'm not that upset because I'm not thinking of Serena when I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe 7.5 is a bit too stingy. I should give it an 8 because Kia and Jataka, man, how long have I missed those two? How long have I wanted those two back?
Look, the 80s aesthetic and the music and all that kind of thing, there are obviously people who enjoy that stuff ironically, or they think that nostalgia is just something kitschy and it's sort of like a gimmick. But I still mentally live in this decade. Like, now I've said before, my favorite band is Tenacious D, but my second favorite is fucking Foreigner,
Well, I get it completely. Smashing Pumpkins, Nine Inch Nails, child of the 90s here.
I genuinely enjoy and long for a return to, the last time that America actually meant something to anybody.
Hey, I liked you guys for a little while in the 90s. You gave us some good sitcoms there.
Yeah, no, there are some great stuff in the 90s too. Like, and even you get into the early 2000s, like, the last time I think pop culture was really good, not just American, but in the world, I would say the last time pop culture was great is when we could still get things like Underworld and Van Helsing, those movies. There's something really sort of generic and sanitized and boring about culture these days. And a lot of it, there's sort of like, there is obviously such a thing as like the wrong kind of edginess, or like, you can go over the top to the point of cringe easily with that kind of thing. But I do miss, like, the Matrix era of, like, black trench coats kung fu.
Oh god, absolutely. It's hard for me to think about when exactly that came to an end.
It was definitely somewhere in the mid to late aughts.
Well, I mean, Revolution just fell on its face, and suddenly the whole thing was just embarrassing all of a sudden. It was teetering on thin ice with that second movie, and the third one just killed it.
Yeah.
And then there was no more Matrix franchise. Ever. Anyway, that was the movie.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess that's it for us, unless you have anything else you want to say postscript about it. Of course. R.I.P. Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, obviously that. You will be missed.
Goodbye, Iago.
It was definitely a good time hearing Iago slash Mr. Mixospitalik as a foul-mouthed demon Hollywood agent.
I always love that guy, and you know what? It's a fucking honor to have his last performance be part of one of our favorite things of all time, you know?
Yeah. I just am thankful that things like this exist, because as a Mortal Kombat fan, as a fan of the old Mortal Kombat, of the Midway era, it's so hard anymore to, like, find that flavor in the existing products. Like, we get comments sometimes like, you guys aren't real Mortal Kombat fans. All you ever do is complain. I'm not a Mortal Kombat fan. Not if Mortal Kombat is what NRS puts out. I'm not a fan. I am a fan of this.
I am a Mortal Kombat fan of the games that, to me, matter the most. And I am a fan because I have kept coming back for 30 fucking years. Almost 35, jeez. 30 years I've been coming back. Time and time again. And if you're seeing me looking down on stuff now, it's because I had 20 really great years. It's years that I still love. And whatever's happening now is just not it to me.
When I come back, when I try out the new stuff, it's because there's a gaping hole in my life where Mortal Kombat used to be. I'm desperately searching for the elements of the version of Mortal Kombat I loved to fill that hole, and with each new release, there are less and less of them there. But in these Legends movies, I am finding what I'm missing from the games, and I am finding something to remind me of what I love about the franchise again. The value of that cannot be overstated. So, like, I just want to, thank Jeremy Adams and the rest of the WB animation crew that's behind these movies.
Indeed.
From the bottom of my heart, you guys are keeping it alive for me.
Keep up the great work. I'm enjoying every single one of them.
And I deeply, deeply hope that this is not the last, and that even if that Fall of Edenia movie was fake, that there is something more coming. Because I know Jeremy Adams has said before that one of the script ideas he'd like to do is Great Kung Lao's story.
Speaking of characters that are overdue for some spotlight.
I'm trepidatious about the idea of a Fall of Edenia movie, because the Fall of Edenia has been told
Several
multiple times. We've seen it in Malibu, we've seen it in Defenders of the Realm,
and
we've
it's never
had it
entirely
described
accurate
to us in the games. It's wrong every time, even in the recent games. I'm so afraid that if they made that movie now, Sindel would be evil and would be the one who kills Jared or something like that, There's so many things that, you talk about a movie set in Edenia's past, the audience is going to expect to see Kitana, Jade, Rain. All three of those characters should have been babies at that time. Small children at the very least. And that's sort of not what the audience is asking for, but it's what it should be. And so I expect there's no way that they would ever have it accurate, They would get it wrong. Every single time we've seen in an adaptation The Fall of Edenia, Kitana was in her late teens or an adult already. So I don't know if I want to see an adaptation of Shao Kahn conquering Edenia, because there's so much to get wrong.
I'm still open to it. I
would certainly give it a chance.
Of course, how MK1, 2, and 3 tells things is always going to be the gospel to me. But I'm not against taking a few liberties here and there. I'm not against Kitana being a teenager. Asking for things to be 100% accurate these days is just wishing for misery, I've accepted that. I've hit that point.
And obviously with Cage Match, there's very little games accurate stuff in the movie. Like, maybe vaguely the time period tracks with when Ninja Mime would have been made. Maybe you could imagine a scenario where before he went to MK1, he got involved with a Shinnok cult, and that's where he learned to do Green Shadow moves. We don't know. There's room for that in the lore as long as you keep Kia Jitaka, Serena, and Shinnok out of it somehow, because obviously mythologies happens to them instead. But it's its own story and its own version of the world, and I'm happy with it that way. It's just that because the Fall of Edenia has been told so many times already, like, if I'm gonna have to sit through it again, it would be nice if they did something different, and in this case, something different would be getting it right.
That said, I guess that's it. If you've enjoyed this commentary, and Lord knows I've had fun doing it, and you want to see us comment on something else, something that we haven't done yet, like, I don't know, MK9's story, MKX's.
I mean, I want to do Defenders of the Realm. We've had that sitting on the back burner for quite some time.
We have. Let us know. In the meantime, if you like what we do and you want us to continue, we have a Patreon, and you can throw a dime or two in the tip basket. I'm drunk. I mean, you can throw chips in the tip basket. Throw tips in the chip basket. Just throw us a basket full of tips and chips. I'm good. I want chips now.
So let's try to bring this back around to the English language.
No. I'm drunk and I'm remembering good Mortal Kombat. I'm having a good time, Razor.
No, I'm having a good. I love this movie.
It was a lot of fun.
I would love to do more of. That's the thing, is that, like, there's something about adaptation media where even the lame stuff, the goofy stuff, the schlock, like Annihilation and Defenders of the Realm and Conquest, fills my heart with a joy that I just can't find in the games.
You know what? I think that we should do a commentary for Snowblind.
I'd be willing to. It's not like I can't sit through the movie. I don't hate it like the 2021 film.
Exactly. All that matters is this chicken, and my gum, we can do it.
You know what? There are some really funny parts in there, like when Jarek shows up or when Dairu shows up.
There is a lot there to actually really enjoy, so I find it fun. I think we should do it. We should go for it. So if you guys like that, want us to comment on that, do let us know. In the meantime, thank you for watching and giving us your time and listening along with us. And have a nice day.
Yeah, see you later, nerds.
Oh man, have a nice day. That really is an 80s phrase.